Okay, he just discussed that an increase in population could be causing why our debt is an issue. Well, if there is an increase in population, that is what is the source of our debt issue. Could we not use more revenues to support the increase in population, which we've shown can be through marijuana, through taxation of recreational marijuana? Okay, he also discussed Prop 19. We have not brought up Prop 19. Prop 19 is not what we proposed. Prop 19 is a past prop that was proposed, I believe, last election and didn't pass. And then also, we discussed the medical effects of marijuana. And I have some data that shows that marijuana, if used on a constant basis, can actually increase insulin levels from marijuana, the next diabetes drug by Maria Salvitz of Time.com. The current marijuana users showed fasted insulin levels that were 16% lower than those of former or never users, along with 17% reduction in another measure of insulin resistance as well. Higher levels on both tests are associated with type 2 diabetes, which is linked with obesity. So pretty much discussing that marijuana, in fact, could be preventing people who use marijuana a lot. So if recreational use was allowed, people will be using marijuana more, and it could help prevent diabetes in a way. And also have another evidence that shows that it could lower cholesterol. Marijuana, the next diabetes drug by Maria Salvitz. Marijuana users also had higher levels of high-density lipoprotein, the so-called good cholesterol, which can protect against heart disease, and the regular smokers also boasted smaller waistlines. On average, they were 1.5 inches slimmer than former users and those who had never smoked cannabis. It was also discussed that due to the fact marijuana be used, that we'd have more issues with driving under the influence and issues with that. Fears of marijuana legislation have been proven unfounded. Few problems with cannabis for California. Warnings voiced against partial legalization of civic disorder, increased lawlessness, and drastic rise in other drug use have proved unfounded. Instead, research suggests both that marijuana has become an alcoholic substitute for younger people here and in other states that have legalized medical marijuana, and that while driving under the influence of any intoxicant is dangerous, driving after smoking marijuana is less dangerous than after drinking alcohol. Finally, if marijuana becomes a substitute for alcohol, that's a good thing. In a New York Times article titled "Few Problems with Cannabis in California" by Adam Nair, according to Mark A.R. Clement, a professor at the University of California, Los Angeles, an expert on marijuana policy, who was the chief advisor to Washington on its marijuana law, said the connection between alcohol and marijuana use, if borne out, would be a powerful argument in favor of decriminalization. If it turns out that cannabis and alcohol are substitutes, then by the scoring system, legalizing cannabis is obviously a good idea, Mr. Clement said. Alcohol is so much more of a problem than cannabis ever has been. And that's it.
Excellent. Give him a